foster mum called Laura. You're gonna love her.
Oh, welcome to your new home. This is my daughter's room. I want to show you something else. This way.
He stuffed her.
I know I'm a weirdo.
How did you cope with Kathy being gone?
I didn't.
I think there's something wrong with Laura.
Oh my God, what is it? We can bring it back.
What are you doing?
Supposed to report how safe and reliable you are. So stay safe, stay reliable, yeah?
Welcome back, Screamers, to another episode of Scream Kings. I'm Timon Kane, and I'm here with some of my favorite kings. How we doing, fellas?
We're good and smelling fresh.
I see that. I see that. That trailer was from the movie that we are talking about on this special evening. A lot of us don't really watch trailers, and I don't think I've paid attention to any of these trailers either. So to see this trailer post-watching it, I thought was interesting. But what happens when you can't let go of the dead and they come back wrong? A story we have heard so many times and seen goes terribly bad all the time. And this one is different, though. It has a different feel to it. Tonight, we are having a drinking game. When you hear these words, the words are, bring her back. So when you hear those words, make sure that you pick up your cup and, indulge with us tonight. I left my cup, so I'll bring it back. I'll bring her back for
please don't make me piss in my cup and bring it over there. If you do,
don't let me drink alone. Don't let me drink alone.
Well, I agree with you on one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Capital, wrong in all caps. Wrong. Wrong in all caps.
I agree. No, get your ass up and go get that cup. Wait a minute now. Come on.
Exactly.
Okay, so this movie hinges on the lady that adopts these kids, right?
Yes.
I won't go more into that until it's time. However, she fits into a category that I like to call women villains.
Okay.
And we are going to talk about some of our favorite ones that's been popping up in horror for a couple of years. And so we're going to bring that up. I think we're ready for that.
My
Maybe.
favorite type of villain.
Yes, it is. And while
Mothers specifically.
Yes. And you know what? I intentionally left them off this list. But some of those that I didn't put on was Debbie Saltz, Mrs. Voorhees. Two of the most villainous women that I can think of that are mothers. So we're going to start with Fatal Attraction.
Queen.
Very much so. Glenn Close, let me tell you something. Yes, it is. Glenn Close, let me tell you something. You ate this role. And you know what? She was Cruella too, so I sort of get it.
She eats everything. I mean, like, I just don't understand how she has not had more accolades, and she's known. She amazing.
Yeah. Next up is I can do it.
Oh yes. Ooh.
Miss Kathy Bates herself, Miss Misery. We love her. I think this is when I fell in love with her too, right? I think we were that age where we shouldn't be watching this movie, but it was really good. And it seemed like she sort of like took on these roles like Dolores Claiborne.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like she's so good at playing these type of characters.
I think she represents the Scream fan. Like, I think she's the perfect representation of Scream fans.
Okay, Kathy Bates or
no, whatever her name is.
Annie.
Annie Wilkes. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Could you elaborate on why Annie is a Scream fan? Because she ties someone up to a bed and
She's
talks
definitely y'all walking up to the actors and everything at the conventions and I
"Hey, I
love
love
you and
you."
you saved my life and da 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 da. And then when people piss y'all off, y'all turn to crazy bitches over a movie. That
Yeah,
is all y'all.
yeah, it happens. The toxic fandom is real.
Mhm.
I would say I fell in love with her with this movie, and then fell in love with her again for, you could guess it, season 3 of American Horror Story, with
Madame
her
Lalaurie.
yes, with her headless, her decapitated head sitting on the shelf of that beauty salon, singing that song. Look away, look away.
She was nominated for an Emmy for that as well.
Mm.
Also, since we're on American Horror Story, she was in Roanoke and she played 2 different characters,
Yes.
and she was amazing as the actress who played the butcher.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's playing Matlock, so look at that.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
Hey, girl.
Well, I just saw today that they're doing a sequel to this.
Absolutely.
Is she supernatural? Is it going to be like Black Phone?
How would you feel if they made Ma supernatural?
I would be okay with it, actually. This was one of those trailers where they tricked me and I thought something supernatural was going to happen, and it did.
Really?
Yes.
Don't let me drink alone. Don't let me drink alone.
And she better have this haircut too.
Oh yeah.
No, she better get Carrie Hilson her wig back.
My name is Carrie. Yes, it is. But I love Ma. This was a really fun movie. I thought it would be more than what it was. But when she ran that girl off the road, I was like, yes. That's my type of girl. Get them all together, Ma. Thank you.
Yeah, the end was like really, really ridiculous. Like I did not see it going that deep.
Mm-hmm. I don't even remember how it ended. I just remember she stole a girl earring. She ran that hoe off the road, and she wanted this man back.
She killed him or drained his or gave him dog blood or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then
she
the house
sewed
was
somebody
burning
together. Somebody's mouth is something, right? She sewed something.
Yeah, one of the kids, she sewed one of their mouths shut. She painted the black dude's face white. The house was burning down. She was going up there to lay down with her man or whatever. So
maybe she got up.
Maybe
she escaped. Don't she have a daughter?
Yeah, the daughter helped her stay inside and die.
Yes, the daughter. Oh my god.
Which I guess she was keeping. No, the daughter escaped. She let all the other people out or helped them.
Yeah, the daughter had a whole bunch of locks on her door, if I remember.
But she was keeping her sick, so she couldn't go to school because they treated her horribly in school. They did some fucked up shit. So,
you know, I'm glad you said that because the movie we're talking about tonight deals with bullying, and she was bullied, and the girl was bullied in the beginning. Remember, Stefan was so upset that this girl was being bullied at this bus stop. Stefan, for those watching, the 3 of us went to see this movie together, so this will be a fun conversation. Yes. And we have some time to take a step back from it, and we are here. Stefan, tell them about how you felt about that bullying scene because you were very upset.
I was, and I mean, it's personal. Like everybody, I mean, I can't say everybody, but a lot. Me personally, I dealt with bullying in school at such a young age, and for something, you know, as kids, we're just so ignorant. We don't understand, you know, what other people are going through with certain things. And I mean, you know, you got to remind me of the characters' names, but the sister, I'm gonna just call her the sister.
Piper.
I'm sorry, Piper. She had a visual impairment to some degree. She could only see like shapes and colors, and you know her eyes were crossed. And you know she was trying to be social at the bus stop. Hey, are you going to this party or whatever she said? And they were just like, "Who the hell are you?" You know. And then as soon as she walked away, they started making fun of her. And you know, of course, you know her brother came and consoled her. For the most part, try to protect her from those things. So I thought that was sweet, but I felt that I just don't like it when I see it. I call it out.
The making fun of her was fucked up. But why are you talking to me at the bus stop? I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't know you. So
And
I mean, my
let's-
assumption
let's
in that
keep it
was they went to the
100.
same school. So I was like, maybe
She
she
doesn't go to school, does she?
I don't.
Why
Maybe
would-
it's
why
summer
would
because
she
he
goes to
wasn't in
school?
school either. So
She
maybe
had a
it was
backpack.
summer. She did.
A
have
lot of people have
She
backpacks,
didn't have a backpack.
But I also
but
feel
she
like
didn't
maybe
get
she
on the
had
bus.
stuff with her because she had
Mhm.
a cane in there. So maybe it was just stuff that she would need.
I really assumed it was just like after school, honestly.
I didn't get the fact she would go to a regular school.
I
So I don't
mean,
think she was going to school with those girls. But if you were that age and you were sitting with your friends and she came up to may not have been mean, but kids joke on each other. They joke on their friends. So of course they would probably say something rude. I thought it was bad too.
I don't know about no. Of course, everybody is not going to be doing what they
And
did.
everybody's not a that's true. Okay.
Everybody
that
is not
very
going to
true.
do that.
Okay, but like kids joke. And it was mean. But you know what I appreciated from that moment was like what 20, 30 seconds. And that was character development in 30 seconds.
Yeah, I didn't know what to. I thought she was going to kill somebody. I didn't know what because the trailer didn't really tell me
No,
like,
I didn't know
what was
to
going to
expect
happen
either.
in the movie. So I was thinking she was going to be a villain at some point.
I didn't even know she was like impaired. I didn't know any of those things. I was taken aback by all of that. And she won my little heart over at the by the end of this movie. So they did
immediately,
yeah.
As soon as I saw her eyes, because I know somebody who had similar to my family.
And that's cool because that exposure to that and it's so layered. We'll talk about it when it's time. All right, next. Thank you, Ma. Beverly. Beverly.
Everything.
Willow's Dottie.
Everything.
So I was very late on this movie. Very, very, very late. And I feel so ashamed.
You should be.
Yeah.
But I saw it.
Definitely a treasure.
It was so much fun.
This shit is still funny to this day.
To this day.
Literally the gaslighter. That is her name. Gaslighter. She invented
a masterclass.
No, you're holding the knife.
Okay. Does this movie need to be touched or is it frozen perfectly?
No, I'm sorry. This generation, they cannot handle nothing.
It holds up
it
to
where
this
it
day.
is.
It still holds up to this day.
No remake, no nothing. I don't want to see no CW bullshit trying to reenact this movie. I don't.
And make it all serious and all the kids are having sex and no, we're good.
It'll be so much funny to see her in her 70s to see what she would be doing.
Still killing people.
Like in
at a nursing home. She's at a nursing home killing people.
Kill everybody. That's how you start the movie. Ricky Lake dropping her ass off. And she's pissed that she has to go to this nursing home.
That was Ricky Lake. Oh my God,
Ricky Lake and Matthew Lillard. Everybody just it'll be so funny to see her killing people in this fucking nursery.
I would watch it actually.
I would
watch a sequel with her. Yes, I would do that.
Yeah, that would be so funny. 6 episodes. Beverly killing these people. But yes, she's one of our favorites. Pussy Willow's Dottie.
Oh yes.
Now,
comedy, yes.
What a great villain. What a great performance. Every time I see this actress, I think of her, this role. I know How to Get Away with Murder. She's just this rude bitch in everything. And I love it.
Nosy in everybody's business and thinks she know everything, thinks she got it all figured out. And meanwhile, she's wrapped up all in it herself.
When she was sitting back with that knife, waiting for them to come out. See, this I like. If you're gonna make her such a bitch, if she's funny, not intentionally funny, but the shit is funny.
Yes,
I'm gonna love the character.
Yes, every time when she was like, the book calls for blood, and they punched her, she's like, another down payment. This bitch. She is crazy. I loved her. I could watch her all day.
What she kept saying is expulsion, whatever she was saying. It was, and she had everybody started
expiation.
Expiation.
Would y'all have left the grocery store though? That's the question.
I don't think so.
Sunburn 22. It's The Mist. Go watch The Mist. Oh, definitely.
Yes.
Okay, we're not spoiling anything. Never mind.
Oh
I'm talking
no,
about it.
we
Never
can't.
mind.
We definitely can't spoil this.
Just go watch The Mist.
Yes, go watch The
It's a
Mist.
treat. Don't watch the TV show, but definitely go back and watch The Mist.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Mark.
I have the DVD
Looks
for
good.
this. Ooh, I might pop it in this
Absolutely.
weekend.
I'm gonna pop it in. It's giving Girl 6. Just watching this for the first time last month.
Yeah.
Okay, and what did you think in one word? Our life in horror.
Oh,
come on. Before we
that's
move on.
one movie I introduced to people.
Yeah, it's a good date movie. Like if they like horror, if you can finish it.
I can't.
Yeah.
We can move on. Come back to me later.
Okay.
If I want a friend like you, next time I have a squat shit at me.
Shit went out.
Oh my God.
Okay,
Yes.
that works. That works.
Yes.
We'll take it. All right. Loretta Devine and Spell. Okay.
This is another funny one.
It was. Have you seen this, Stephen?
No, I have not.
Oh, it's really fun. We won't spoil it for you because she's a great character. It deals with voodoo, and that's all I will tell you.
When did this come out?
A couple of years ago. Now it hasn't been 6 years, I don't think.
And it has
Okay, so it's
Omari
still pretty
Hardwick
recent.
as the main character.
It's a very nice cast. He's the lead, Omari Hardwick from Power.
You so
All
good.
right.
You always fucking somebody's name up, Chuck.
Yeah, it came out in 2020. Okay.
That's his name.
Hardwick.
Yep. That's what we're going with.
Hardwick.
Same thing.
It's free on Pluto TV, y'all. I'm gonna watch it.
You heard what he said.
Well, I
Period.
Yes.
All right. I think that was our last. Do we have one more? No, I think that's it.
Go watch Butcher, Nightmare Maker, Troll 2, Death by Temptation.
Absolutely.
The Witches. What was
Witches.
the sequel to?
What's the first one called?
With Rose, The Shining, the sequel to The Shining. Dr. Sleep. Go watch that.
Oh, that's a good one.
Scream 2, as we said, Debbie Salt.
Absolutely.
Those all have some really good women as villains.
Yes. If you have any women that are villains, drop those names in the comments.
Sidney Prescott, but we'll go past that.
Gail Weathers.
It could be.
Only one time around. Only one time.
She's
share with us.
She is rude as fuck to everybody else.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is.
She's not.
Some of my favorite ones are Orphan, Esther, right?
Esther.
Of course, Evil Dead. The remake is. I really like the remake. We spoke about that 2 weeks ago. Mia, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then funny one, Drag Me to Hell. Sylvia.
Oh, that was a good one.
Sylvia Ganoush. I still see her biting. Oh my God, biting her chin in the car.
When she threw up in her mouth. That was it. I'm like, cut it off.
Now, if I see anybody with a handkerchief, I just. Oh yes.
You know what? Speaking of Megan, we saw some really good trailers when we were in the movie. That was
Hold on to your vaginas. Yeah. Yes, the lady from Inside. That was one too.
The Disney movie?
No.
Oh gosh. Okay. I think it's time that we take a quick commercial. And when we come back, we'll start some drinking because I'll have my things together. And we'll talk about what we just watched. See you soon.
It's about how you guys incorporate empathy in this story, because even though I was afraid of the circumstances and the ritual, I think more so than anything, my heart broke for her character. So what were some goals you had in terms of like achieving that feeling and why it was necessary for the story you wanted to tell?
Well, like we knew we wanted to have a character that you uncomfortably empathize with and someone that, you know, with any character that we're sort of writing and making is that they could exist in a drama film without any of the horror elements. And then that's why it always feels like such a big deal killing off a character, because it feels like when you're writing, you're killing off that person. So that's always so important, is for them to feel like.
Surprise. Okay, so they said some really cool things about imparting empathy into characters. And I preach this all the time when I rank horror movies about character development. And that's what they were talking about. That's what I heard, at least. What did you think about that video?
I agree. I wouldn't. Did I feel empathetic for her at all in it? You know what? By the end, I did. When she didn't, well, spoilers, right? So when she didn't kill, and then she was really going through it, it almost seemed like she just came to grips with, I can't even go through with it completely. I felt bad for her a little bit. You know what? Yeah. I would agree.
What about you, Steph?
I agree. Probably a little, maybe even a little less than, because you already know. Like I was in a movie theater with
You
y'all.
were
Like,
open.
I was like,
Oh,
throw it
yeah.
at her face,
Killer!
Like so I mean, you know, this much. This much. But I mean, that's all it takes, right?
Yeah.
If you feel that much, the goal of what the director and screenwriter is trying to do was reached, right? So
I mean, let's think about this. You're a parent, you lose your kid. Are you not going to try to do whatever you can do to get them back? And you're thinking like, well, these kids don't got no damn parents. So I mean, I might as well just sneak up in here.
C'est la vie.
One of them.
I mean, but she went out of her way, like really went out of her way, because we never find out. And here's another spoiler: how she came across this tape, right, or this method, which we'll probably go over a little. Which we'll definitely go over a little later. But like we don't know how that happened, how she came about it. I would like to think she's not Russian. Maybe she could be. I don't know. But I think she really, really went out of her way. And another thing in the trailer, when you said, and I've seen the trailer multiple times, and then in the movie when we were watching it, when he asked like, "How did you cope?" and she goes, "I didn't," and it didn't click to me. Like when she said in the movie, it did not click until now. I saw the trailer again. I'm like, oh wow! After seeing it, yeah, she definitely did not cope at all. She crazy.
I like that.
Grief
that
is
was
real
to me.
Yeah, grief is super real, and people deal with it differently. And not justifying what she did, but like, she snapped.
She did.
And who knows what happens when the person that you love the most leaves this place?
Yeah, who knows what you do?
We've seen it all the times in a lot of horror or magical Sabrina resurrection spells. The cost of those, we see what happens in a lot of movies and TV shows all the time. But what would you do?
This kind of gave me a more serious Pet Cemetery.
Yeah,
and you have to go out of your way to do more shit, but knowing what the consequences could be or what you would have to do, and then weighing whether you are going to do it or not. I don't have no damn kids, but I'm assuming if I did, I would at least want to know my options.
For facts. It always made me think about like Practical Magic when they had to decide whether it was going to bring him back or not. I was like, you never know on the spot what you would do if you had the opportunity to bring your loved one back. So I don't judge this lady harshly, too harshly. No? Okay, yeah.
There were some things I was like, you doing a lot to make this boy seem like he's going crazy, but
she was very messy. Let's go into what the actual premise is. It says a brother and sister uncover a terrifying ritual at the secluded home of their new foster mother. This is Bring Her Back, and I think it's time for us to drink since I have my cup down. So
who lied and made that plot? Because that is not what the hell happened.
That is actually what happened.
They didn't uncover nothing.
They didn't know what they uncovered.
Andy, is that his name? All he found out was that she stole a boy and was doing something crazy with him. and
That's
Piper found
initial.
out that her brother's dead. Yeah, but he didn't know exactly what the hell was going on.
No, that's the actual synopsis from A24 website. So,
Lies.
I promise you.
No, I'm saying they're lying.
Oh, sorry. No, I promise you. This is an Australian supernatural horror film directed by Danny and Michael Philippou and written by Danny Philippou and Bill Heinzman. Bring Her Back came out May 29th of this year. Yep. And we, like I said, we all went together to experience this wonderful movie. So, we might as well just start talking about it. We kick off this movie meeting our protagonist, Andy, and his younger sister, Piper. Yes. Immediately, like we were speaking about earlier, they gave us character development. They gave us story in the first 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. This is why I don't excuse poor writing in horror, because you can do this. You can do it.
Yeah.
And it was done well. The bus scene, that was it. We fell in love with her off of that because they made us feel bad for her, for how people perceive her. And she ends up being our damn, I won't spoil that yet, but
Yeah.
So they get home and they find that the father is dead on the floor. He had some type of, I think, cancer. He had something.
I don't remember. I just know
some type of was it a brain aneurysm or something?
Oh, it was chemotherapy. He was
chemo.
Bad things with chemo. And they found him dead on the floor, which was impactful because that scene sort of shows how they both individually deal with grief, especially the brother. Later on, we find out that he doesn't like to go into the shower. He thinks he's peeing on himself. So he's displaying all these signs of not being able to cope with the grief that he just experienced.
Side note, imagine
pretty much post-traumatic stress.
Just imagine how bad he smells.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just, that's why she wanted him out.
Probably.
Yeah. And so just really smart to use that as a linchpin in this point of the story that sort of trickles throughout. And I thought it was just really smart writing to do that, which that is very traumatic to find probably your parent on the floor. Bring Her Back. And I think it's time that we throw it back. All right, let's go. We deserve.
Damn, I forgot what I was about to say.
Bring it back now. Come on.
Okay. I'm just gonna say overall, I did enjoy the movie, but I think what's their name? Philippou?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm adding them to my list of creators who I enjoy the movie, but I can only watch it once.
Oh.
So it's them, Robert Eggers, and Ari Aster. Like, to me, right now, those are the list.
What did Allison do to you?
Didn't do nothing. I can't, for whatever reason, the movies are not rewatchable that much. Like, I can't rewatch The Witch that much. I wasn't really a Lighthouse person. Midsommar. And
what about Talk to Me?
Talk to Me, probably out of all of them, I'm thinking collectively out of all three different people or groups, might be the most rewatchable, but even still for me is low on the bar for that.
You know what? It's funny you say that because I haven't revisited any of those either.
Yeah, and it's not like I think they're bad. Nosferatu, like beautiful movie. It was cool for what it was, but like I'm not gonna watch it again.
Real bad. Hated it.
I can't remember if I took Ray with me to go watch Talk to Me. Yeah, me and Ray watched Talk to Me, and I feel like we recently rewatched it for the first time. So I get it. It wasn't like something that I really wanted to watch again, but it wasn't like it was bad and like I was like, I wouldn't watch again. It was just like, I turned it on, like, it was a good rewatch. But I'm like, oh gosh, I need to watch that again, like right now.
I think two things can be true. I think a movie can be spectacular and awesome and have this emotional weight to it and horrific elements, but also not something you want to revisit. And I think, Michael, you're onto something. All these movies are the same. It has a weight Like I can imagine working on this set or like being in a film this heavy. It has a weight to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It definitely does.
Like Woman in the Yard.
Woman in the Yard. To
Yeah.
my point, when I was talking about Fear Street Prom Queen last week, sometimes you need those stupid but fun movies, because this is another one. I came out and was like, I am not watching this shit again. Like, it seems like there is now, I don't want to say a trend because I obviously have not seen every fucking movie that came out this year, but it does seem like people are noticing trauma and dread is really in, and we want to hone in on that versus a plethora movie, which again, I'm sure there are other ones I just haven't seen.
Yeah.
But it just seems like these are the ones that are getting more hype right now to be seen.
I think because they have more dramatic elements, which takes a certain level of range and concept to come together, and great directors, I think that's why they get the attention. And it just so happens that those are the things that are so heavy for us to experience, when sometimes, to your point, we just want to sit and enjoy a good horror movie and not feel like, you know, that was great, but I need to go call my mom. Like, it's like,
right. You know, you have the magical spiritual element of some of these, you know, the ritualistic element, but then they throw something that could really happen in real life, which you know hasn't been, you know, back in the day, I feel like wasn't in horror as much, and then now it's just like so close to home.
Yeah.
The fun thing is the ritual shit was not even the scary part.
It wasn't.
Laura was the scary part in this movie to me. It wasn't even the ritual shit, which normally would be what I'm looking for, but the story was good, and she was so compelling that I was intrigued by her and what was going on.
Absolutely.
I still wanted to know more shit that we didn't learn, but I think they did. And also it let it still be mysterious at the end, which also could be a benefit, I think, because I don't know where the hell they got a videotape from, or she did. I don't know how many other people have tried this. What the hell this demon is called, or whatever the hell it is that came through. So it's just, I don't know. And I'm thinking they probably are intentional about this, because Talk to Me didn't have a lot of answers either. It was just like, this is what the world was throwing you in. You thrust it into it, and you got to just go along for the ride.
Yeah. And pacing is the word I wrote down when you were talking. Like the way they sort of like started us off in the middle of actually being part of the ritual. I think you said like, I like slow mid burn. I think you tell me you can do a mid burn if it's like gets you from the beginning, and they did a really good job at like bringing us into this world. Right, it's like a prologue that they gave us. Like it has nothing about the actual story, but it is the actual story. And I'm like you. I want to be in that world. I want to know what type of cult ritual, what's going on here, who are these people. But that's good writing. You are so invested in the minimal elements. It's good. And it made me feel like how I felt when I saw the first Paranormal Activity. Like it was so much world.
Really?
Yeah. Not even just the suspense, but like afterward, maybe the second one. Whenever we figured out there was like a coven or something like that, there was things.
Oh, the third one. Yeah.
The third one. Whenever that happened, it made me like, there's more in this world, and I'm interested in, and this is great what's happening, but this is like part of a bigger picture. And that's what this movie did for me.
Yeah. That's funny, because with Paranormal Activity, the first two ones were, well, I'd say even the first three were scary to me, and then once they started explaining and show more shit, I was like, it's still like, I'll watch it, but like it kind of lost the charm, because they explained a lot, even though I like witches, so it was interesting to me either way. But
I agree, because like the special effects, like of the video camera work in the house and the ghost pulling the sheet back, that lost its edge after that. For sure.
I can tell you, I haven't seen. I'm trying to think which Paranormal Activities I've seen. The first one, maybe the second one. I think when they just kept going, I just kind of got lost. But
I think the
first three is all I got for you, and then whatever the blonde girl who went through the wall.
She was in the fourth one. Then there was one marked one. I think I like marked ones, but it was. I was like, okay, we adding a lot of shit in here now, because
there's more little kids. Yeah, okay. And then I don't remember. Oh, the last one was real bad. It was bad. It had made no sense.
Oh, the found footage one.
It was not found footage.
The Amish people one.
Hated it.
Which is crazy because I think Amish land is kind of scary, even though
I
I've never
think
really
so
been
too.
there. So I
That
thought it would
Midsummer, all
probably
of
be interesting. But yeah, hey.
All right, so Andy and Piper go to live with this wonderful lady named Laura. And Laura, as soon as, well, before we get to that, they try to separate the siblings. And the older brother is going to be of age to get
custody,
guardianship
or something like that.
Yeah, that of his sister. And so he went with Laura to Laura house with her for the next 3 months. And as soon as they walked in, Laura was completely dismissive of him. And she was spending all her time. It was funny. She was spending all her time with Piper. So it was like, we know from the beginning that she's not fucking with him. And she's going to try to get rid of him soon.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that was she a social worker? She didn't mention that there was a third kid that was going to be in the house. Yeah, because I thought it was just going to be the 2 damn kids showing up, and then there's one that just happens to be.
It's your brother.
There. Oh, that's just
well. I mean, later on we find out she definitely doesn't know that anybody else is there. She didn't know.
No, she didn't.
True.
You know, she just assumed that she's retired, all of her kids are gone, and you know, she's living alone.
Yeah. And that's not the case at all. She has little Ollie, who is another one of her foster kids, and Ollie's a little different than other kids, which is okay. But when is it Danny? That's not his name, is it?
Andy.
When Andy met Ollie, he was getting ready to. He Snapchat his friend and was like, "Listen, there's a little weirdo kid here."
I'm trying to figure out how to say this. I feel like there is probably a difference, but I don't really know. Someone who I would think, okay, maybe they have some sort of condition I just don't know about versus someone. He looked like he wanted to eat them already, the way he was staring at them.
Probably did.
Yeah, in retrospect, he wanted to eat everything. But
oh, please.
I wouldn't have been able to sleep, so I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't think Andy was wrong in his Snapchat message. And for her to go through, when she picked up his phone and his messages, real bad.
That would have pissed me off because it's like he's trying to not because he had a troubled past, which he had one moment as a kid when he was 8, but they consider to be a troubled past, and so he has to be on his best behavior. That already would have set me off because it wasn't even like she happened to see. She snatched the phone up and looked in the phone, and he left it. I didn't understand why he would leave the phone down if he was so protective of the phone to begin with.
Yeah, it was kind of dumb.
I mean,
story-wise, you were really just talking shit about her other kids. Why did you do that?
Yeah, but you know, I think that Wendy, the social worker, told Laura that, you know, about his troubled past, and I think there at that point she found a way. She found like a way for him to get out at that point, and immediately started. Because how would she have known? Like, she could have found another way to possibly get him out later on, but immediately, as soon as, like you said, they walked through the door, super dismissive, like he wasn't even there. And then once he showed her the room, now all of a sudden you're like want to be in his business. So she knew that there was something that she could use against him to get him out.
Absolutely. And you know what? She was working him as soon as he walked in the door.
Like, let him breathe.
That was being passive aggressive, right? So she was being passive aggressive towards him. She went through his phone. She was setting his ass up. And then let's skip to the funeral. The casket scene. This bitch is like, tell him you love him. Kiss him on his
lips. It's custom. What the?
You gotta
where? Bitch, where?
Wherever she's at, she believes it.
And then she cuts off a little bit of his hair when nobody's watching.
Yes.
I've seen that before, though. I've seen that before.
That should be illegal.
Could it? I don't know, but like I think when Somebody clipped some locks off of someone at a funeral I went to.
Did you? Was it a family member or just somebody that
I
just
think it
happened
was.
to be?
I mean, that does matter. You're right.
Oh, also, this bitch is wearing bright purple. She looking
Purple.
like she from Rugrats at the damn funeral.
With these glasses on, sunglasses, just chilling, minding her business.
Right.
How y'all doing?
Walking there looking like what's her name? Dee
The
Dee.
hell? It's giving Janine from Abbott. That's what she was giving. It's giving Janine from Abbott. Y'all drinking too? Okay. Bring her back. I love that.
Yes. The relationship between Andy and Piper really, it's probably one of my favorite sibling relationships I've seen.
Put that on the list, yeah, for sure.
And Piper, she does have she can't see really, but she doesn't allow that to impact her life at all. Her attitude, her way of viewing things, she just adjusts and lives as she can. So I love being able to watch her like studying the environment to see what's where and all that type of shit. And I love that the brother is protective of her.
Mm-hmm.
Although he made some weird decisions towards the end, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed them.
Her brother shields her from reality. It's like her brother was her rose-colored glasses that she necessarily did not want to put on.
Yeah.
Grapefruit. That should have been the word for the night. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought as a writer, I just see all these things like as soon as they happen. Like when she was walking her hands against the wall, I know that's going to come into play later. The grapefruit thing, the airplane, I knew all that was. It just felt so good. It was a reward of good writers to see them fulfill those things. It was just a good experience watching it from that perspective. Just smart writing all the way around.
Yeah, bravo. And from the bus scene, I feel like I knew it was going to be like that. You know, they were going to have a really close bond. He was going to be, you know, a tad bit overprotective, but then seeing him struggle with his own, you know, PTSD from his dad dying, was in itself just like crazy. And then this chick goes and take advantage of it because the first night. So if it's okay to move on, the first night that they sleep in their rooms, you know, he wakes up and it appears that he's wet the bed, peed on himself, right?
Mm-hmm.
But later on, we find out that's not the case, and I'll leave that to you, Timon, to say when the time comes.
we're getting there. We're at the funeral. This is a sociopath, by the way, because that drinking game, which I tried to replicate recently, where I think it's like you pick a number 1 through however many people are in the group. Like if it's 3 of us, pick a number 1 through 3. And if we pick the right number, then you take a shot. And if I pick the wrong one, I take a shot. Yeah. Y'all want to practice? All right,
Michael. I don't understand the rules, but sure. Okay.
Wait, so you said enough people in the group, but I remember she told her she was like, say 4. So was the dog included?
Oh, she did say 4, so she can get drunk. Right. Maybe we need 1 + 1. We'll just pull that from this. That's the information we have.
Yeah.
So pick a number 1 through 4. Michael,
2.
Ready?
Oh.
Count down from 3, 2, 1, and then say the number.
All right. 3, 2, 1. 1. Take a drink. Take a drink. I'm the champ. Thank you. Steph, you ready?
Ready.
1, 2, wait. 3. 3, 2, 1. 3.
6.
That's not how it works. That
drink.
It doesn't?
Yeah, take a drink. It's 1 through 4. You have to pick a number 1 through 4.
I didn't know. I thought it was 1 through 10. My bad.
Nobody said 10. You're the reason we got to 4. I won. Thank you.
I said it was 4 because of the dog.
No, Tamon, let's go. 3, 2, 1, 3.
3.
Drink.
I'm so confused.
You always for me. I'm sick.
Now I don't know how the game works. I could have sworn it was like 1 through 10, and
I mean, maybe it was. Maybe it had nothing to do with the amount of people. Maybe it was just if you guessed the right number. But I don't know.
I think the smaller the group, the smaller the number should be.
Yeah,
I mean that makes
1
sense.
through 20.
That makes sense.
You still lost though, so. Okay, I think we can take another commercial when we come back. No, not yet. No, let's keep going. Yes. Bring her back. Okay.
Ollie is a weird bitch. The fact that he's being locked in the room, that whole when he tried to drag, well, first of all, the scene where he is being fed the fruit off of the knife, and then he turns back around and his boy is just munching on this shit, fucking his whole mouth up.
Oh, we're gonna call this weird shit Ollie does. Okay,
yes.
This is called weird shit that Ollie does. The first thing, Michael, the fruit, like you said.
No, the first thing was
before that
cat
was
up and the cat letting the cat keep scratching his ass up.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was about to eat the cat for a second.
He was snacky.
Right. And then after that was the time where, right before the knife, where she left him, she took Piper. They went shopping or whatever the case may be. And he was outside doing something. And he saw Ollie in the window with the fly. And he killed the fly. And I said, don't eat it. Yeah. Don't eat it. And he ate it.
Of course. What else did he have done?
So then
yeah, it is.
Right. And this is actually, like you said, good writing or just good cinematography.
Both.
That same knife that he used to open the door that she was locked in. There were so many opportunities that we knew something was going to happen. We just didn't know when. Jimmy opened the door to get him out of there. And, you know, who knows? As soon as the door opens, is Ollie going to start charging at him or something? But no, that wasn't it. But then it's like, where's the knife? Where's the knife? Because you don't leave a knife around some weird person. Then they kind of just like transition real quick to the kitchen.
He grabbed it. No, he grabbed it. Because that's what I was thinking too. I was like, grab the fucking knife now.
Right. And what was it? A cantaloupe?
It was something like that.
Yeah, it was a cantaloupe.
Mm-hmm. And in my head, I was just like, you know, this kid is strange. Why would you feed him off the knife? Take it off and give it to him.
I wouldn't even.
He's practically a baby.
He is. I wouldn't even give him the rind. I would cut it up into cubes and give it to him. Because he could throw that or cook on it or do something.
I think I would have followed Laura's lead. If she didn't say, he can't have sharp objects, he doesn't, I don't think I would assume something like that would happen. I don't think I would assume somebody's going to eat a knife like that.
I mean, but we already said that Andy made some really weird choices throughout the movie, so...
But we have to remember he's also trying to not get kicked out because he wants to have his sister. So, like,
well, if he didn't want to get kicked out, he should have left his ass in that room.
Well,
I mean, it would have just took longer.
Not well.
There was no way.
I don't know, because he probably also want to know what the fuck was going on. He's locked in the room. Shit is already weird. He could have thought that she was doing something to him, because there's also somebody we learned who was getting abused by his father. So we don't know necessarily what he's thinking she's doing to him.
And that just shows how kind he was as well, too, right?
Yeah, that's true. And that's called what? More character development. That drove his choice to do that. And that's what writing is, creating choices for characters to fucking do. And they did a great job.
Yeah. He had a bit of a savior complex.
Of course.
Just being the older child in the home. And because Piper wasn't there, I definitely felt like he had to do something to either protect him or... So yeah, Mike's absolutely right.
You need to eat. Shit.
Yeah, so did I.
And then when he tries to take him to the hospital, and then that shit he starts convulsing and shit outside of the circle.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. I wrote down salt circle seizure.
Say it 3 times.
Seizure.
And then he speaks. He says, what did he say? Help or help me or something like
Yes,
that.
he said help. Yeah. That was just enough for us to know like something good is going, something bad is happening. But for us as viewers, it's something really spicy is boiling on the stove. And so it is a mid to slow burn, but it just, the suspense in this movie, the cinematography in this movie, the world building, it was really, if you took away the ritual and the horror part of it, it would be still a great movie.
I mean, Misery was, Misery could be considered a slow burn as well if we think about it, because it's just systematic things happening and then it just increases over time.
Yeah.
So it really was like the same thing.
And it's triggering because she was gaslighting the entire time to the boy.
And then she tries to pretend that she's like she wants him to open up, but she's really just trying to get information out of him after getting him drunk. You can turn around and tell me the truth.
I'm a social worker. You can tell me the truth. I was like, oh, please. And then the drinking game. She got drunk boots and got both of them drunk, which I think was probably okay for this circumstance, right?
I don't know about how old is
Piper, you're gonna get it too, love. It's been a rough week. You're getting
you know what? We could stop at the one shot, but when she just kept going, I was like, oh no.
Baby, and Piper was lit, and she has to be careful because at one scene in this movie, she thought she was getting away. But baby. Piper, you cannot drink, baby. You can't do it. You have to be on it all time.
Oh.
Woo, well, we're not there. We're definitely not there yet. Them getting drunk in the house at the house. So gaslighting. Miss Laura was urinating in a jug and pouring it on poor Andy, making him think that he was peeing on himself, which we know that's a sign of PTSD and trauma. It's a trauma response. A master manipulator.
Yeah. And she already knew that he wasn't taking showers, so I think that just added to it. I did not expect that at all. Like for them to it was not only that they showed her pouring the pee, but her actually like in that moment when you saw her taking like the cup, like what did you think? I thought she was like about to draw a bath, do something, you know.
I ain't take a bath. No.
She popped the squat.
I mean, when she grabbed the cup, like just right before, but when she put it on the floor, and I just said no, and then I was just like, wow, she has pretty good aim.
You were in this because you were actually quiet during that moment. You didn't say nothing.
Okay, do you think that was her actually peeing?
The actress?
Yeah.
I don't.
That was a lot of peeing.
So. Maybe she drank a gallon jug.
But I mean, excuse me. I mean, maybe I don't know a woman's anatomy to that T.
It was like
in regards
a stream, right?
Yeah, like
I mean,
how is it so like neat? Like she literally aimed it right there.
No comment I have will be.
And it wasn't a big jug. It was like. It was pretty small.
It was. It was halfway full.
It was. I was like, that is a lot of bitches. How you don't? But you know, I'm a light sleeper, so that's different. So I guess
he was also drunk one time.
True, he was drunk. But I don't know. I wake up when people walk near me, so I don't know.
Well, that's good.
I'm a pretty light sleeper myself, but I mean. She was that the same in that same scene? Did she? So she poured the pee on him, and then did she take his phone and lift his eyes up to unlock the phone?
She did. She did everything.
Like, and so that was the same night that they drunk, right? No, I don't think so. It was after that, was it?
No, I think he was drunk. I think so.
I still
don't remember. Yeah, because they were taking pictures when they were drinking, and she was trying to delete the photos because I think there was also pictures of Ali in there too.
Yeah,
there would probably be pictures of her drinking with them, and she don't want to be found out. Like, oh, I'm drinking with these little ass kids.
She shouldn't have been doing it.
Well, it was all a part of the process.
I love that for her. We are going to run to another commercial, and when we come back, we're going to dive into the ritual, the salt circles,
The body sprays.
The salt circle seizures.
salt circle seizure. Yep, the salt circle seizure, and the Axe body spray. Okay,
Exhibit A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
all of them. She's so messy. We'll be right back.
Maxima frescura.
Because nobody's an outright villain. So the world is kind of twisted her and she's lost her sanity. But I think that's a great thing with Sally, the way that she approached it was not through a horror lens. It was strictly character, and a character that's lost their sanity. So that was amazing seeing the way that she played and she's struggling with doing what she's doing. It's not an easy thing for her. It's like she's really, really broken about this.
It's so effective.
You know what I appreciate? They are always excited in interviews.
Yes, every interview they're like that. But those are the writers you want to be around. They seem like that was a great Collider interview. I don't know if anybody's seen it, and thank you, Collider, for doing that for us. And I love that interviewer too. But they were early in the video. They were talking about how most people who love horrors are like teddy bears, and then they were like, "I'm a teddy bear." He was like, "I'm a teddy bear."
Yeah,
I agree. But we think of the most sickest things to do. The ritual. Where did she get it from? Okay, because it was given what I got versus what I did, what I ordered, because she couldn't get the spell right to save her life.
Hollywood Video. I'm gonna say this is a VHS also.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
it's given The Ring.
That's what I was about to say. It was found in the same video shop that Ring video was.
Yep. Or VHS in that hotel.
I mean, the way she was acting, because she clearly is not an expert, because her ass had to keep rewinding it and looking at the shit. So it's very like
terrible.
It almost is like Hereditary in a way. It's like, okay, I'm going through this. I went through this, and so I'm going to show you how to do what I did to reach somebody and da 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 da. But you still don't know what the fuck to do when things go wrong. I also was like, you need to just kill Andy now and have this bitch drown instead of doing this help. If you're trying to get this done, like I didn't understand the timing of it, because I was like, why are we waiting so long if you just want to? Unless she was trying to make the meat marinate or something, then that's.
I still don't quite understand why it was. I think part of the ritual needed the body, the physical body, because he was consuming it, or was she just keeping possessed Ollie a snack on hand?
Because it was the rules of the ritual were mimic the death.
Okay.
Consume the old body.
That's the answer.
And then transfer the soul into the new body.
Yeah. Will we consider this a different spin on a zombie story? Or a soul swapping story gone bad?
More soul
necromancy.
Yeah. You can think of this like in the DC universe, they have the Lazarus Pit, right? And you know, a couple of the characters that they use that on
a lot
never came. Yes, a lot, multiple times, and not only the DC, but you know, the comics, but like some of the CW shows as well. They never came back exactly the same. So
sometimes
and even
dead is better.
Sometimes, yeah.
Now say it like Maya Angelou.
I'm not gonna be able to do it without laughing.
You can do it. We won't laugh.
I'm gonna laugh. I can't. I've tried to do this. I'm gonna laugh.
2, 1.
No. Let me randomly do it in my head when it pops in.
I'm guessing you can do it very well.
No, I don't.
No,
the ritual.
Yes. Or like if you ever seen The Magicians, like Alice, I think her name was.
Yes.
Remember she came back? Yes.
Oh, as from a Nephilim. Yeah, when she was a Nephilim, yeah. Okay, I didn't know y'all. We'll talk about that later. Yes. That seems like the rule of all these resurrections. Anytime we watch these, like Sabrina, or what's another resurrection? Practical Magic. We talked about that one. Magicians was a good one.
You said Pet Cemetery.
Pet Cemetery. This is very in line with that tone. And I bet they're fans of Stephen King too.
Probably.
Mhm. There was a little bit of soul swapping in Lock and Key, but nothing had to do with it. Didn't have to do with
Oh, Skeleton
necromancy.
Key.
Yeah, Lock and
Oh.
Key.
No, I know what you mean. I was also saying
Skeleton Key.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
But I love Lock and
Mhm.
Key. I hate they canceled her. Yeah, give me soul swapping. I don't know, but it's just something about. We haven't even talked about Ollie's performance because he actually was pretty damn good.
Oh yeah, and the practical visual effects too. The practical effects were gruesome. Like the whole thing was gruesome. That's the word, and I can say that perfectly fits it.
Yeah. And you could tell the difference when he wasn't possessed by another spirit. And I thought that was real. He showed such range at such a young age. Like when he was the very final scene when he was discovered.
Right.
It was like I was like, oh my God, my heart broke because this little boy just went through like from a different lens. This is a completely different story.
Yeah.
You remember that moment in Dr. Sleep when they killed the baseball kid?
Yeah.
That's how I felt. Heartbroken by that.
Are you gonna hurt me? Yes.
At least you're honest. I would prefer you do that until it's tricked me. Don't trick me. Okay, so we want to know where the spell came from, right? Who is this minister or these group of witches doing this spell? But we have nothing, which is frustratingly pleasant.
It seemed like it was like Russian, right? The writing on the bottom was like Russian, it looked like.
Let's see.
Oh, I didn't even see it. Pay attention.
Yeah, in the bottom right corner, it looked like Russian for sure. I'm like 95%.
I mean, would it make sense? We don't know where the damn talk to me hand really is from.
So and all of that could be connected, and we don't even know. Because
here you go, Mr. Universe.
I'm just saying, I'm telling you what I read. It's not me.
I mean, they didn't say where exactly it was from, like where as in like the location, but they did say it was the hand of a medium, right?
That's all we was going to say, and I think that was an option for a story.
But honestly, a universe for them would be interesting because I feel like they're doing things different. It's not like a typical way of going about a resurrection movie or a typical way of going about the fuck would you call talk to me? Possession?
Yeah, spiritual or what's the word I'm thinking of for ghosts? Because they were ghosts.
Travelers or some shit.
Travelers. They are obsessed with grief.
Yes.
And that's okay. That's absolutely okay. We didn't get any of those answers, and maybe we will, maybe we won't. Maybe we'll find out who the hand to talk to me belong to, or maybe we'll just find out other people who get it. I think that information is out, actually, what the next one will be about. But
yeah,
it's Piper's hand.
I saw that they were toying with.
No, seriously, it could be Piper's hand because first off, who has Axe body spray? I think Talk to Me takes place way in the future.
Cell phones. What did the cell phones look like? I forgot.
They had iPhones.
They did.
But iPhone 1?
iPhone 9. I'm just kidding. Okay, bring her back. I'm thirsty.
So they always think of like how spiritual powers and things like that could be sometimes are tied to like your own impairments, such as back in American Horror Story season 3, where Cordelia, she was blind, right?
She made herself blind too.
She made herself blind to gain her power.
Yes.
And so I mean it's just a kind of random trying to connect things, but you know.
I don't know if Piper's hand will be the one, okay? Never mind.
I give her a few years. I could see it.
Not her hand.
She been through some shit. So
a lot.
Trauma can awaken some abilities you have.
That is very true. Where are we in this story?
You mentioned Axe body spray, and I'm gonna say we are near where she sprayed her whole body.
Oh, it was on the puncher bitch. That's right.
Andy's Axe body spray, and she was standing over Piper.
She doused herself in Axe body spray and snuck in the little Piper's room and punched her in the eye. Now, she's already blind, and you go punch. There's just so many layers to what she did was wrong.
I feel like she felt bad about it, though. Honestly,
she felt real bad.
She did feel bad, and it wasn't even like a punch. It was like
a punch.
It was like a thump, So my family's from Jamaica. You know what we call that? Like a conk. We call it like a conk. You know, like it's just like a whack.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like a punch. It was
a whack. It
and
was
the sound. The Foley artist, perfect because it was believable.
Yeah, but our reactions to that was hilarious.
Everybody in the theater was ooh,
yes.
I couldn't stop laughing because the way she ran out real quick.
It should not be this funny. It should not.
But it is though,
because I was like, "This is how far she is going."
Yes.
She means it, and she doused herself to convince her. When Piper started screaming,
she is smart. Okay, this lady,
she's very smart. She Googled a lot of things.
Kind of conniving.
And so that's when the bullshit starts the next day. Now she's going on full attack against Andy, trying to get him out of this house. And she antagonized him when he woke up, asking him and gaslighting him about the eye that he did and what he punched Piper, and even almost convincing Piper that it possibly could happen.
Yeah, because she was like, "I smelled you." How are you going to convince her that wasn't you at this point?
Exactly.
Then the worst part is she used the information that she got during the drinking game when he was talking to him against him. And then Piper, we find out that Piper didn't know that information because she was really young when it happened.
No. And Laura has been slowly, in a very calculated way, making Andy more and more frustrated with her. So at this point, he is basically getting violent in this argument in front of Piper so she would believe it.
He's ready to slap a bitch. Yeah, it's time. And that's
he
how
punched a hole in the wall.
We felt, I think, it felt like we were in, that's even better. We were in Andy's perspective than most of the movie. And so we were feeling that frustration, which is why what happens later on is so heartbreaking. Because we were with him the whole time. We're not there yet, but we were with him the whole time. And we was like, kill this girl. Like, just push her down, run her ass over, do whatever you need. But he went to the cops. He turned into a Karen and went right to the cops and said, the social worker, right?
Yeah.
Both? Was it
both? I don't think he went to the cops. I think he went right to the office, the social.
Yes.
Because I thought he was going to the cops, and then he was like, "I need to speak to whatever the fuck Wendy or whatever her name."
Oh yeah,
it's an emergency.
That was my girl too.
Ali's picture. Wendy was getting on my nerve. I only like Wendy when she got in the house, and then she was trying to run away to about, "Let's go."
Oh baby, Wendy was out of there. You hear me? Her and them kitten heels was moving. So he gets to Wendy's office soaking wet, and they did a really cool thing again, is dropping that little missing poster. We had no clue that was an element of it. We, not really, but then they were like missing.
You're thinking, you almost forget that this probably he's not her kid, but there's so much going on that you're not really thinking about like where he's from.
He's not her foster kid. Yeah.
You're not thinking about that. And so him leaving his sister was the moment I was like, okay, that was not the right decision. Leaving her there by herself with that lady. And the bitch is crazy.
She wasn't going to leave. She was convinced that he was the villain.
You could have called the damn people from there. You didn't have to go there yourself. But he wouldn't have found out the Ollie shit. So, I mean.
It's given. I'm punching it all the way down to this office and for the report your ass.
She was going to have to just think I'm abusive because I would have snatched my sister up and we would have just rolled to this place.
I'm about to snatch real.
Honestly, though, I do think that was the smartest thing that he could have done in that moment, surprisingly under all that stress. Because me being in that moment, me calling that lady, she was not coming.
No,
She probably would have called
Wendy was
Laura
not leaving her
and
office.
was like, "Listen." And we kind of skipped a little part. Now that I think about it, so at one part, didn't he like slip and fall? What was going
Oh,
on?
he went to the hospital.
Yes, yes. They were in the bathroom, right? Or somewhere, and he slipped
He
and
was in the
fell.
shower and he slipped and
Oh,
fell
and he
because he
saw
saw like a vision of his
of
father,
his
but I think it
father.
was Ali. And then he fell, hit his head, and then we see his father like coming over his face, and we get a glimpse of Ali again, and then he wakes up basically in the
Yeah.
hospital.
Thanks for bringing
Yeah.
that up because I was like, is that kids that have to do with her doing the hair? Like, what was she actually doing? Why those objects? Because those for spell work, those are objects you would need, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was she doing with the father and
Yeah.
Andy?
Somehow she knew or figured out that having a piece of his father and feeding it to Ali or doing whatever would draw the spirit to the house and do
Wait,
something.
So interesting.
because there are it can replicate the voice and everything, so maybe a piece of the person will allow it to like take on the voice and the visuals of the person as well.
That's interesting, which is maybe why
Yeah.
you consume the flesh.
Mm-hmm. And then the message that Andy got in there was, she's gonna die in the rain, right? Or I don't know the exact words, but after that, then Andy wakes up in the hospital.
Got the shine.
That is so good. I didn't even think about that. We just re-engineered a spell. We probably can do this ourselves. But we'll talk about that later. But yes, he did get a concussion. He was out of it, but that gave us some more time with Piper.
Yes.
To see what she was up to. Once did she go to like a dodgeball class or something? What was
that was so cool. I thought that was amazing to show that she had that you might have this thing like, oh, she's visually impaired and she can't do anything herself. And the game that they were playing was some sort of like soccer, soccer / football type thing, but they would knock on the ground to communicate with each other. And then they pass the ball and try to get in the goal. Like, I thought that was so cool.
She
I've never
talking
seen
a lot of
like,
shit too. I enjoyed it.
Yes, when she got the goal, right? She said, "Yeah, you." That was, oh man, I was smiling the whole time during that part.
And when I think about it, those are those things that we like about our final girls. Like, they were really from the very beginning, they were actually building her up to be like a really good final girl. From the interaction with the girls, how she handled that, her tough skin, her self-awareness is what makes her really good to me too.
Mm-hmm.
And so
it was very impressive. The whole time, because everyone was saying like, "Oh, this movie is you're gonna be going through it, emotion." I think this girl gonna die for real in this movie the whole time we were watching it. The way everyone was describing it. So when she was doing her thing and running through the house and busted her shit at one point, but. I was impressed. I was really impressed, and I didn't know she was going to live or die. But she'll be going on the list.
I think so. I agree with that. Actually, she deserves it, and she gets extra points for her impairment. I hate to say that, but she does. But to be able to do that level of surviving, especially after she busts her shit, like you said.
Because, and she not only had to survive Laura, then she hears fucking Ollie behind her. He almost ate her ass too.
Oh,
she
baby.
had to get away from Ollie.
Yes.
Busting her ass again, try to get away from him.
Let's talk about when Ollie went full zombie mode and he was about to tear Laura ass up too, because he bit Laura's arm and Laura passed out in this room, but he was hungry. And did we talk about
so no. So yeah, we skipping a couple of parts there. So after he got out, after he was in the hospital, right? That's when what's her name went to go pick her up from the game or whatever, and then that's when she was coming back from the hospital, and she kind of was saying something like, "I can't believe they released you. You have a concussion," that kind of thing. So I think that surprised her, right? She seemed it kind of put a wrench in her plans.
Yeah. She needed his ass knocked out so she can kill Piper and she can break the news to him and he will be fine. Yeah.
Right.
She's a burden to you. Do you hate your sister? This bitch was working on him. Psychological warfare from the very beginning. Good job, Laura.
The only thing she didn't do is record a voice of him saying talking shit about taking care of Piper and then playing it for her. So she really would be over him.
Tell her what you really think. Yeah, he hates you.
So then, after all of that, that's when the whole brush up thing happens. Right with the that happens the night after that night, and then the next morning is when they have the whole thing, right, where that's when she goes and hits her sister in the face, and then that's when he punches the hole in the wall and decides I'm going to go to Wendy, blah blah blah, tells her everything, and decides that convinces Wendy, thank God, to go with her back to the house. And the only reason why she knew, oh my God, is because she took Piper's phone and listened to the voicemail that he left her. Oh. And the only reason why she knew is because at the very end, you hear Wendy, at the very end of the voicemail, you hear Wendy saying, we're going to settle this or whatever the case may be, but it kind of cut off. But she knew immediately. And this is going to be funny. Laura Sally Hawkins is not black, but she did the blackest thing that you could do. And somebody's coming over. Oh, we got to start cleaning up.
Oh, she did. She did.
And the music that was playing, it was hilarious.
It reminded me of Witches of Eastwick when they did the spell on Daryl and they didn't think it worked and they started sweeping and shit. I was like, yes, get this thing together. It was the headscarf. It was the robe. It was everything. Like, Wendy, don't go out there. Wendy, girl, don't go out there. And she had a full breakdown trying to explain to Wendy that I could bring her back. I could bring her back. And I think that's the moment we should feel sympathy for her, but I didn't then.
Mm-hmm. And by that time, Ollie had already bit her, and
she started bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
Wendy was giving Tangina. She just reminded me for some reason when I saw her hitting out the house. So she was telling Tangina not to walk outside because Andy was calling her. And Andy was like, look, I got to show you everything. She showed her Ollie, the dead body in the thing. And that it cut to the scene that Michael was talking about when they were hitting it out of this house. Some kitten heels was moving. And before you knew it, Laura said, where y'all going? She ran that car into both of them, destroyed Miss Tangina.
You keep calling.
Destroyed Miss Tangina.
Destroyed is the word. Obliterated.
Feel like, okay, Wendy now sees we need to beat her ass. That's it.
We need to leave.
It's just her. To me,
if this teenage boy who's probably stronger than both of us is ready to get up out of here, we leaving. He said, let's go, Miss Wendy. Let's go call the cops. Mm-hmm. She said, no, ma'am.
Well, Piper was okay. So Piper isn't there. So
he was at the knock dodgeball.
Yeah, let me tell you, Wendy couldn't bust down nothing but a plate at Golden Corral because she was not in
now, Stefan.
She was not in. What was she really going to do? Like at that point,
not her. I'm really talking about Andy. Wendy could do what she wanted to do, but at that point, Laura's a little ass lady. You could basically beat her ass. Wendy is the witness, and we're good. But
Andy, right?
Yeah, Andy.
Okay.
No, Wendy is the witness that Laura is on some bullshit. So him beating her ass is fine because she's about to kill us.
Okay. I mean, he was doing his weights and drinking his creatine. And what did she say?
It was
given. What did she say he was drinking?
She
was it steroids or something?
Steroids.
Yeah.
He comes in and lifts when he's angry.
Get out of here. So Wendy is dead, unfortunately, by Tangina. She went into the light. And Andy is very hurt, laying on the ground, close to a puddle. And what does Miss Mamas do? She go and unalives Andy. I forgot we're streaming. She unalives Andy by drowning him, just like, you know, his father dying in the tub.
So at this point I like Andy, and I'm hoping and praying we just think he's dead and he's gonna come back, because I didn't think that Piper was gonna get out of this by herself. And so when we see his braces on the floor when she gets home, I was like, damn.
It was so good how they shifted perspective. Like, he died, we right in Piper's shoes. And like, we're dealing with that, because I was with you. I was like, okay, yeah, he faked his death, because Steph was like, hold your breath.
Hold your breath.
Yeah,
fake your death. So I was like, okay, yeah, I agree, do that shit. And so I thought that was happening. But when she discovered his body, I feel so bad for her. She has nobody. Nobody. And now we start the twirling of Laura and Piper in this house, and Piper gets one up on Laura, and she turns the corner to hit it out of the door, and she runs into a beam in the middle of the floor. I don't know where it came from, and she goes out, but she's not done. She's not done.
Well, first she took that mason jar or something and beamed her right in the head.
And did,
like, so perfect.
She let her keep talking, so she knew what the hell she was
saying. Like that game.
Like the game.
Right, y'all, right. Like the game. And
but wait, before that, we see Ollie, he's looking real demonic, and she's touching his big ass head. And she's like, who is this? Who is that?
What is this?
What color hair does he have? And
red, curly.
Yeah,
saying all the shit that's gonna scare her, because she knows she lied at this point.
Exactly. It was given, oh, big teeth you have, Grandma. Which is why I think they talked about what he looked like twice. Remember, he was like, what does he look like? That was all intentional.
Yes.
Right. So good. But Piper doesn't get away then. Now Piper, it's time for her to be sacrificed so they can complete this ritual, because she's sick of her ass and she wants her daughter back. Bring her back. It's time to drink. I was thirsty anyway. And her drowning her, if they would have killed Piper in this moment, I would have been okay, right? I was like, this movie is dark as fuck. Like, nobody wins.
Yeah. I mean, it seemed like it was going down that route.
Yeah, that after Andy hit it, I was like, you know what?
I probably would have been okay with that either ending, honestly.
I think that there were so many. Oh, go ahead.
No, you're right. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think that there were so many things that came full circle, and I find it so funny that I'm saying full circle, because that was part of the ritual, the circle, right? And you know, like the whole point of her earlier saying, like, you can call me mom if you want, and the line, we haven't gotten there, but the line, like, oh, like, what do you like to do for fun? Kick Andy in the balls. And there were just so many things. The airplane, like, what happens when people get unalive? Like, oh, they just take an airplane to the sky, whatever he said, right? So there was just so many things,
so many wonderful things
that closed up in those final, like, 7 minutes, 10 minutes.
Even the stuffed dog showed her poor attachment issues. So it's just like all of that was like so small and minute, but it was good, impactful writing. I think it's time that we chat about what other people are saying about this besides us. So let's jump to that. Let's take turns. Michael.
From Movie Files Live. Get ready for one of the most disgusting and brutal horror films of the year. I've seen Bring Her Back early, and I'm sharing my spoiler-free thoughts in this reaction video. Are you excited for A24's latest release?
Yes, this movie was praised, not as much as Sinners, but it was just like everyone was loving it.
Yes,
All
to
right.
the point I was actually expecting more honestly from the things people
Agreed.
were
Me
saying.
too. Me too. Me too.
I felt like it was like minimalistic, but impactful at the same time. Like the kiss method, keep it simple, stupid. Still gonna be impactful. Okay, I guess I'll read this one. Eddie Pavisic says hashtag bring her back is one of the most visceral and disturbing movies I've ever seen. Some of the imagery is haunting and the vibes are sometimes pure evil. Danny and Michael prove Talk to Me was no fluke. I was floored by how powerful the emotional themes were in this film.
I
Agreed.
agree.
Agree.
Yeah. And slide. Oops. Kyle Alex Brett. Hey Kyle. Bring Her Back is maybe the only movie I've seen where the audience had loud and sustained screams, laughter from shock, and then actual sniffles toward the end, like someone was trying not to cry. I literally screamed in this movie for sure a few times. That knife scene took me. That was it. That was it, buddy. Can you guys remember any moments that you screamed, laughed, was in shock?
I mean, shock, yes. I definitely laughed as well.
I laughed a lot.
Just based on Laura doing shit. Even popping Ollie in the head and pushing his head back against the wall in the beginning when she was measuring their height.
Oh yeah, that took me too.
Scream. It was more just like cringy to make it just like there wasn't a scream, I don't think, for me.
Okay. Steph.
Same. I wouldn't say there was a scream, but it was more like a cringe or like a. I mean, if you say like "oh my god" or something like that, I definitely the knife, the table eating.
Oh.
Just because like the whole teeth and the
he was like, "How is he alive? How is he still alive?"
Yes, at the very end, very end, and yeah, just so much. The kid went through so much going in and out, and like, you know, if you could even get more into the ritual, like how many times it can be done, like what can be done to the human body with the soul, and his stomach was distended, and the teeth were.
Yes.
How he lost so much blood? How was he alive at the end?
I'm more concerned about the therapy bill that he's going to need for this. Like, this is tough. Like, you can't just like pray this away. You can't just like do drugs this away. You've got to get some help for what he's going to deal with from dealing with this. This was bad. And this is a short span too. Remember, he wasn't missing for months. It was a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm wondering how recent her daughter. She said last year her daughter died, right?
Yeah. But she put this plan into action, and I guess the body wasn't working with hers because it was a boy. Because remember, at one point she was like, "You're going to be perfect because you're so much like her," or something like that. So maybe that's another thing. See, re-engineering the spell. Maybe that's another rule. Like, it needs to sort of be like similar. All right, and slide, Michael.
Me watching Bring Her Back.
That wasn't my face, but
yeah, because that was what I was like. What the fuck is in this damn shed that they keep going to?
Steph.
Ash Diggs says, "Bring Her Back." Plot synopsis. Yeah, that brother Star.
Him was hungry.
Wait, so I want to clear up something before we move on, right? So there was a moment where when after the whole knife thing happened with Ollie and Andy was trying to take him to the hospital, and I could have sworn that Laura gets out the car and says, "What are you doing with her?"
Yeah.
And then switches it to, "What are you doing with him?" And at first I couldn't tell because there was like she's like, oh, I have I put an angel and we're going to put it in your brother's body, and then we're going to put my daughter in your body. So I didn't understand, was the daughter spirit within Ali,
Yeah.
or was it this angel that she was speaking of that was supposed to bring back Kathy's spirit into Piper's body? That's what I was confused about.
Because in the final ritual, he got into the pool, and from the video, they supposed to like throw up on their mouth or something like that. So I assumed that the spirit was in him, and he was just a vessel to transfer it, or it was something that was a mistake because he wasn't. It has to be he was a mistake because he wasn't.
Question.
Yeah.
So based on from what I remember in the video, after the ritual was done, it seemed like the person did come back because she was caressing and consoling the guy who was crying, that she returned. So I'm thinking this actually would have been successful if she did drown her and then he transferred the soul over.
And Ollie would have went back to where he had to go do. Yep. So who's at fault here?
But did she have to die the same way her daughter died?
Yeah, that's why she was drowning her. Yeah, that's part of the rules. Which is honestly, for like creating magical systems, that's a pretty concise list of things that you have to do.
So did you guys get the sense that she may have drowned her? Because the whole time I was thinking she probably drowned her and regrets it, and she's trying to bring her daughter back. And then the flashbacks of like the home video moments, I was expecting to see her like push her in the pool or something. Because to me, your daughter's been blind. She probably also understands to know where her surroundings are. So either maybe she also died in the rain or she pushed her in.
Yeah.
So
why you even got a big ass pool in the back? Why?
I don't think that she necessarily pushed her in or drowned her. I think you're close, but if I'm remembering correctly, there was blood in the pool when
she hit her head.
So I was thinking, that's what I thought at first. She hit her head, and then you clearly see Laura jump in the pool when she finds her daughter. But if you want to go that route, maybe something could have happened, and she loved, thumping people. Maybe she did something to her daughter and regretted it immediately. I don't know. You want to go that route?
Real estate and relaxation said, I'm gonna need to pray and get my oil after this episode. The holy oil, not the Diddy oil. Not the Diddy oil. Yikes.
It's all
no
the
Diddy.
It's not as all the same. Prayer is prayer.
And church is church.
It is. I was sat like this the whole time watching Bring Her Back.
Me too.
It had me stressed too. Yeah, it was moments that had me stressed.
Oh, just finished watching Bring Her Back, and oh my god, and they rated it 5 stars on Letterboxd.
Okay. So we can go there. Yeah. So we're gonna rate this ourselves, and we're gonna use a different metric system this time. Since there's so much discussion about rankings and ratings, let's put some things in place. So we're gonna do 1 through 10: psychological thrill, scares and gores, acting, directing and production, and soundtrack. Take 20 seconds. 6 seconds to get your score. 10. Psychological. All right, I got mine.
I think I'm there.
Bring Her Back. Take a sip. I'm sick of it.
Okay, I guess.
All right, let's start off with psychological thrill. Michael, yell out.
Yes. So I think that is the main selling point of this movie, honestly, is that. And I was gonna give it a 9, but in my head I couldn't really justify not giving it a 10. I couldn't think of any reason not to. So I actually gave it a 10, which is crazy because I don't ever really give high things to or ratings to movies that are not considered stupid by other people. So
True.
10.
Steph.
So I'm thinking about it this way, right? I want to give it an 8.5. And the reason why I say that is because the psychological thrill was there, but I felt like it, for me at least, it was predictable to a certain extent. I wish that they didn't reveal so early on that she was the one that was pouring the pee on him, as well as some other things that she had did. And I feel like if they had shown that later on in the movie, it would have kept us guessing during the movie. Like, is this really him? Like, show little signs that it possibly couldn't be him, or
I
that
love
it made
that.
you think it was. That's the only reason why. I feel like when I'm watching these movies, you heard me talking the whole time. I'm like, trying to figure out like it wasn't him or it was him. So, but I knew from the moment that it was her. I just didn't think that she could have such good aim. But yes, love 8.5. Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. I'm gonna give it a 10 also. It was almost Hitchcockian, some of the scenes they were doing to build the suspense. Like the knife in the door, and then did he grab the knife? When did he grab it? Go get the knife, and then in the kitchen, all to lead up to Ali crossing the salt circle. That's what that whole scene was for, to discover that someone else was in his body. All that to get to just that moment.
Yeah.
Love it. And psychological, that's what she was doing. It was warfare the whole time. She was working Andy. She worked over Miss Tangina just to kill this little girl. She worked her too. Next, scares and gore.
So scares were not really there for me, but I think the gore was with the knife scene and the table scene. But I also feel like we kind of have seen wild shit like this. I gave this a 7. Maybe I'll do 7.5 because I was still squirming in the seat and still really not wanting to watch. So I'll give it a 7.5.
Okay.
Because apparently I didn't know I had a mouth issue when it came to gore, but apparently I do because I didn't want to watch any of that. But I had to go through it. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay. Steph.
I think I want to give this a 9.5. There weren't that many scares per se, but I think what they did have really was effective. I think when Andy and Wendy slowly went into the room and turned the corner and to realize that they see Ali eating Kathy's frozen body, or certain things like when Piper yells "Mom" and gets out the pool and is running away, and then right at that last moment, Ali is right there, and like you think, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
And then she kicks him in the balls.
Call back. She pulled Mrs. Friday 13th Part 1. Okay. She pulled one, a fast one with Ma.
Yeah, and the gore for me definitely was there. When Ali bit Laura, the knife, the table,
eating his skin.
Oh, I forgot him eating
his skin.
himself.
Oh my god!
I was screaming.
Yes.
It was so much.
It was
Okay, 8 because I forgot about him eating himself.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is crazy because it's really hard to do that.
Yeah.
So.
And that's not even his body. Rude. I gave it an 8. Mainly for the gore. Like Michael said, the scares was not there, but to your point, Steph, what we did have was executed so perfectly. So yeah, I'm going to give it an 8. All right, next is the acting.
Oh, acting. My God, I gave this a 9.
Okay.
I really enjoyed. I don't know none of their real names. I enjoyed the actress who played Laura. I enjoyed the actress who played Piper, and I believe this might be her first feature film.
So
Um,
Piper was Sora Wong,
mhm.
and Laura was Sally Hawkins.
Okay.
She's a pretty big name, an Australian name too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I like the actor who was playing Andy. Like I don't think there were any. Maybe it wasn't acting. Maybe I didn't like some of the choices that were written. So acting, I will give it a 10, not a 9.
Okay.
And you know what? No, I needed more crying. 9.
When that airplane went up at the end, don't do her like that. Don't do Piper like that. Okay, so we'll keep your 9. Steph.
Yeah, I mean, for me to be talking the way I was talking in the movie, for me to hate someone, Sally Hawkins, you made us hate you.
Mm-hmm.
I even said in the movie, I don't know who I hate more, you or the lady who killed Selena.
That says a lot, baby. Yolanda Alvarez is her name. And we remember her name.
Right. And even the actor in both the movie, in the movie, I know they had like a Netflix show too, which was a little different, but
Taki from Jeepers Creepers.
Right. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I didn't see anything. Usually when you have younger kids, sometimes they can be kind of annoying. I don't think anyone was annoying in the line delivery. So like you said, Mike, it could have either been just the choices that the writing or the director had versus the actress, but I had no issues at all. And the cast was pretty small if you think about it. So
loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, like 10.
Yeah, and also it's a 9 because that lady at the rec center, she wasn't that concerned about her damn eye being fucked up. Because I left a voicemail for you about the eye, and then she just left it at that.
Well, right, because the cop should have been well. So think about it this way. Well, do you think the cops came because old girl had, Wendy kept getting her phone call by somebody, or was it the
I think it was the lady at the rec center. I think.
Oh, okay. She was a little slow dialing 911 or whatever they got in Australia.
Mm-hmm. 119.
And you gave it a 10, the acting. Yeah, that makes
sense.
I did.
I gave it a 10. And I'm hard on all those elements. So, but yeah. I had another tweet that said that she gave a Toni Collette level performance.
I don't.
It was believable.
Close. Toni Collette had way more to do character-wise than she did.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't doubt that she could pull that off based on what I saw.
It was believable. Like, I would think if I were to meet Sally Hawkins in real life, that I would think that she's like that just because of this movie. Not the whole killing and abusing children type thing, but just this lady with taxidermy and, maybe like too much dog hair on her purple sweater.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? She sold it.
Yeah.
All right, directing and production. Let me hear it.
Okay, so I'm gonna put this is the category as far as choices that were made.
Absolutely.
So I for my personal taste, I like a little mystery, but not too much. So I'm gonna take a point off of that. I'm gonna go 8 on directing and production. I'm gonna go 8. I think they made a lot of smart choices, like Taymon and you both were saying. Just callbacks to things we heard or saw earlier in the movie that maybe we knew would come into play later or didn't. Like that airplane shit. It was a cute line in the beginning, but I didn't really think about it. It was going to be something in the end, and when it happened, I was like, "Oh,
yeah." I think we literally said out loud, "Oh,
yeah," because like the movie was over. I wasn't expecting no damn airplane.
Yeah.
So stuff like that, I feel like they probably bounce ideas off of each other really well.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy it. I'm going to give it an 8.
Okay. Steph.
Yeah. If if I am being super picky, then I would still give it a 9 for the acting production. I love in the beginning, immediately, now that we know at this point that Piper has a visual impairment, that they immediately start showing things from her point of view, things where it was cinematic, but at the same time, it was like, blurry in the colors. And she says afterwards, I can only see shapes and colors. And to kind of see, it puts you in her shoes. And I think the whole movie did a great job of putting the viewer in not only Andy's shoes, but Piper's shoes, and even Laura's, to kind of how she felt. And even Ollie, to a certain extent, like, Ollie was like this emotionless zombie that was just hungry. But I mean, you could tell that it was whatever was happening was building up inside and was, getting worse over time.
I'm just, at no point, no one said, "What the fuck are you looking at?" That is so crazy to me.
Hello, can I help you?
To your point, Steph, I'm almost, because she kept mentioning how she doesn't like to use her cane, and I'm wondering if her wanting to maybe experience shit around her more so hands-on versus with the cane, if that was a benefit to her.
I think that was definitely
her
part
survival.
Of it. Agreed. Yeah, I think that was part of it. But she also knew that she was, that her brother was once again being her rose-colored glasses, kind of like giving her a sweet version of the truth. And she wanted, and she knew she was being, judged and, maybe made fun of, whatever. So to kind of avoid people's, initial judgment, she just wanted to look normal and, at first glance.
I think that's,
you see somebody walking with a cane, that people might avoid you.
Yeah,
it sucks, but
that's natural biases.
Treat you differently. Yeah.
Yep. So she definitely had a tough. That goes back to me saying that she's self-aware of the people, how people really are, but she still seemed hopeful and pleasant and joyful and not bitter, and
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I was way more invested in this than Talk to Me. Talk to Me, I was like, all these bitches could die because I don't care about none of these people.
Yeah,
they was fooling
I
around
really
with.
cared about the Andy and about to call her April and
Piper. It wasn't until the end in Talk to Me when she was at the bridge and she was deciding what she was going to do. I was like, ugh. and actually probably when the lights were going out when she died, we found out she died.
I was like, you did this. I had no.
You definitely did this. But what would you do if you had the chance to talk to one of your, like, Baghead? Have y'all seen that?
No, I have saved it though. I don't want to watch it.
Oh my God, it's so good, so good, so good. All right, last but not, I gave directing and production a 10. Under production is cinematography for me. Under production is directing, of course. It was just great. The choices, I liked all of the choices that they did for Piper, and whoever was able to, the brothers who were able to direct her.
Yeah,
I thought it was just brilliant, and she is disabled in real life too. I was watching the interview and I saw that, but like to be able to show that type of brother and sister relationship, what's on the paper was on the paper, but they executed it. The directors executed that. Yeah. And whatever, in that other Collider interview, they mentioned how, not Annie, but Laura was, even when they said cut, she was still walking around frantic. She would just cry sometimes. And then she stayed in the character. She stayed in it. And so like, that's why we got the great performance that we received, because she was a method actress. The next one, I don't really pay attention to after movies, is the soundtrack. I'm going to go ahead and give my score and give it a 7 because nothing stood out. But
in the words of Laura Roach, it's a 4.
It's a 4.
Normally music will stand out to me. But even just seeing that, I can't even recall any music. In my head, I was like, this movie was damn near silent except for
it works.
I can't think of any songs or music or any of that. Or musical scores. I can't think of anything.
What about you, Steph? Music's your jazz, your thing.
I'm really trying to think of what song was even playing while she was in the car going back. I feel like there was something playing, but yeah, if I can't even remember one song, or if I don't think, I'm trying to think if there was any during any high tension moments, that if there was any music or anything playing, I couldn't think of it. Was there anything playing when they were on their way to back to the house with Wendy? Like, I don't recall. So yeah, I mean, I don't even think you could even give it a score, just to be fair, because there was nothing, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
Like if you think about Talk to Me, you remember the song that's playing when they're interchanging all the different kids or people. I guess it's French music. I don't know what the hell it was. And then they're swapping from person to person. That I remember when I left watching the movie. This, I don't remember anything.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Maybe we should take this off moving forward.
I mean, it necessarily wasn't a bad thing. I feel like some movies maybe don't need, you know, scores like Sinners and, you know, whatnot.
I think if you could keep it, but maybe add musical score to that, because there are some movies that the music does help with.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween,
Yeah.
Jaws, Lost
Oh,
Boys.
yeah.
There's a lot of that. I didn't get that from this movie.
Right. So let's just put it as NA, not applicable.
I had such a good time watching this movie. You know, I didn't know too much about this movie and went in completely raw to it and enjoyed what we received. But with Michael, I did expect it to be a little bit more than what, based off of what everyone was saying. But after breaking it down in those categories that we just talked about, it is a special movie of 2025. Yeah,
it sure is.
Thank you, fellas, for coming and hanging out and talking about Bring Her Back. My name is Taman Kane. You can find me everywhere under the name Taman Kane, Facebook, Instagram, and all the places. The Real Gil Weathers. I'm here with the Thackeray Binks, my King Michael, and the unknown celeb King Steph here, talking about Bring Her Back. We will be on break for a couple of weeks, taking some time to enjoy June, enjoy the summer, and enjoy a nice little break.
You're gonna be okay and stuff.
Okay, happy Pride.
Happy Pride. Make sure you watch Ironheart at the end of the month.
Yes. Please watch
Ironheart. I have to post that because I'll forget. But y'all,
I will remind you. We'll remind you. Watch Ironheart. We will see you in a couple of weeks, and we will scream you later. Have a wonderful night.
Grapefruit, which is not to be confused with the other grapefruit in Girls Trip. Not that.